What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends video. I've got some really important information for you guys. I think this is going to drastically change your approach to how you use your resources. As of today, I think that Raid has made it pretty obvious that they are now entering this sort of new phase in the game where they are going to be giving us more fusions, more 2-chance events, or at least at a faster rate, meaning that they want us to spend more resources. And so if you're not prepared for this, it is going to cost you possibly the next overpowered fusion. I'm saying that because the recent ones have not been that great, and the one that we have ongoing right now, also thinking the one that we're going to have at the end of the month, which is going to be probably 2 weeks after this one. Why? Because that's exactly what they did with the Dracul gun. If you guys remember my free-to-play fusion plan for Dracul, that was 2 weeks ago. Here we are already into a new fusion. Also, to this, I want to show these right here, the new 10-chance events, or at least the rates at which we are getting it. This one was the 18th of September, okay? And it was sort of like 2 into 1. And then 10 days later, not 2 weeks later, 10 days later, we had the one for the Dark Elves. And then today, they just announced a 2-chance void for this Friday, when it should have been a 10-chance event. Why do I say that? Because I always make a compilation video of my shard pulls every time we have a 2-chance sacred, void, or ancient. Okay, so if we backtrack for the sacreds, which is this one right here, that was 1 week ago, and here we are already into the voids. And then the one before that was I believe the one called my most insane pull ever. That was for the ancients 3 weeks ago. Okay, so you see the gap of 2 weeks between the ancients and the sacred. Backtrack even a little bit more, we have almost about 5 weeks for the voids. As of now though, you are going to get these on a weekly basis. That's my prediction. I really think they're going to pull this off. You wanted a battle pass? No. You're gonna get these instead, with probably better deals in the shop for like sacred shards, ancient shards, and whatnot. That is Raid's catch-up mechanic. I also covered that not too long ago. This is what you can expect going forward. Now, back to the game. I also want to quickly compare the current fusion with the previous fusions. I want to see, are these actually even getting harder? So we're looking at Kantra and Dracul, because Kantra was champions, or at least the last one that we had that was champions, and then this one, Dracul, was the latest for fragment fusions, right? So what we have is the artifact enhancement event. We see 6,500 points for the Kantra, and then we see about 6,000 points for Dracul, but roughly the same milestone points to get our fragments or the rare. So I'm gonna say that these are somewhat similar. The one we have right now for this one, for Vergumkar, is pretty much on par. Okay, and I'll show you guys my modified plan in a second so that you guys have like a better understanding as to what you're going to need to do in the future. Some of them have gotten harder, and that is what I want to prove today yet again. Then we have the champion training events. Okay, so same thing. We have Kantra here, champion training events. We have milestones that's 1,500, 4,600, 9,400, and then 12,575 for 4 of them. Although we have 4 in this one, our current one right now for the Vergumkar is actually only 3, okay? But it is a little bit different. The first one is at 2,200, not the 1,500 that we saw before, okay? So slowly but surely, they're pushing this up. It means that in some cases, these might actually be becoming harder. You need to be better prepared for this, especially if the next one is going to be 2 weeks after Vergumkar. And let's assume it is going to be a good one, because it is going to be one of the sort of like themed events, right? And last year, themed events was like Harvest Jack, Brachus the Shifter, right? Madame Cerise, they were all in that bunch. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna expect new champions again, and I'm gonna expect them to be pretty solid, or at least have some good crowd control in the form of like a fear. Then we have the one right here from Dracul. It's kind of the same thing, but it was 1,800 points for the fragments. Then we had 5,400 points, 7,700 for the following fragments, right? So overall, again, a little bit harder. This champion training event might be the new norm, okay? So you got to factor that in for next time. We also can look at quickly here the Ice Golem tournament, right? Sometimes the points were at 2,000 points, but sometimes they're as low as 1,000 points. And the one that we have ongoing right now is somewhere in between. So guys, be prepared for the full spectrum of where this could be. Okay, so this one was at what, 1,800? I think I have it in the plan right here. We can look at it. I said Ice Golem, yeah, it was 1,800. Okay, so when I prepare these calendars, I always try to account for the worst case scenario. But as you might have seen with the first version, I undervalued the champion training event because it's the first time we've gotten these new values. Okay, so when we look at this, the next time might be harder. So final thing to cover is also the 2-chance void event, which is going to overlap with the champion chase tournament and not a summon rush. So if you want to get 1,500 points, okay, in void shards, that is 31 void shards, assuming you get all rares. If I'm not mistaken, it's 50 points per void shards. So this is huge. This is really, really huge. It might be, it might make it so that I can't even do it because I do not have 31 void shards saved up. Sure, I can use my other shards, but like outside of 2-chance events, I do not like doing that. If this is going to force us to do that, it is going to be rough. It is going to be very rough. I hope that they do not pull this off, and I really hope that it's not 1,500 points for the champion chase tournament like it was for the previous events, right? If I'm not mistaken, I do have that here as well. Let's pull up the Drock Gold, the Gaunt, the champion chase tournament. It was about 1,500 points, right? This is the 1,500 point mark for the fragments. Okay, so that is why I'm predicting it is going to be, no, sorry, this one is a little bit under. This one is 1,100, but the one from Kantra, which is right here, and we have it. Okay, so 1,500 points. So the Drock Goal was 1,100, but the one from Kantra was 1,500. So this might be very hard to do if it is the 1,500. All right, so that being said, next week then, on the next Friday, right? Because the next Friday is going to be the, what, the 16th, okay? So it's this right here. It's the Summon Rush. What are we going to get? Most likely a 2-chance Ancients event, right? So are you ready for that as well? Assuming also the milestone points are not too high and we can actually achieve this. So right now, my limitation is this right here. I will know in 2 days just how hard this is for me and if I am able to do it or not. Even though I have a decent amount of void shards saved up, having to go all in now, and then let's say having to go all in with my ancient shards next Friday, in 2 weeks after that, I am not ready for another fusion. And I want to know what you guys think about all this. Am I going crazy looking at all this information? But like, it does seem really obvious what they are trying to do, and I wanted to warn you guys, okay? So hoard your resources. If you're not doing it now, you need to start doing this if you want to hit all of those fusions. If you're skipping this one, Vergumkar, I mean, great. He's not necessarily a game changer. Like a lot of people have said, Caden is actually pretty solid. Fane can actually also be pretty good. I get all that, but I wanted to try and get all the fusions this year. So like I have to be extra careful now if I want to hope to get the following ones, right? Especially if they're literally every month now. It used to be every month and a half, almost 2 months between each of them. Now we're getting a lot more. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.